Bakit natin ginawa yun earlier? Are we not already respecting a tradition well kept by this house?
Respect tradition.
Hindi nga, pinagtatanong nyo siya. It did not happen before. Now, ang tanong ko po, ba't nangyari po nung nangyayari na naman ngayon?
Sa naganap na OVP budget hearing 2025 naging malupit at nagulat ang lahat sa sinabi ni Marcolita sa hearing budget. Nagkaroon pa ng time break, naka-closed yung mic at makikita natin sa video tila ba nagkagulo at nagkasagutan sila Marcolita at Kimbo. Hindi pa man nagsisimula ang hearing may nagpaparinig agad, makikita dito talaga na kulang sa manners. Walang kagalang, magkaterno pa naman ng damit. Pareho kayong mga convicted, nakaupo pa rin kayo sa Senado. Mabuti na lang andyan si Marcolita kahit yung Vice President, at least nabanggit ni Marcolita na may sinusunod na tradition, ibig sabihin matutos sumunod kung ano man ang batas sa loob ng Senado. Pakinggan natin.
During our last hearing, the committee deferred the termination of the budget briefing of the Office of the Vice President. This decision was not made lightly, but rather arrived at after careful reflection and deliberation. I would like to inform the body that we are in receipt of a letter dated 10 September 2024 and I will read the letter. It is addressed to the Speaker. Dear Speaker Romualdez, the Office of the Vice President has submitted all necessary documentation to the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriations, including a detailed presentation on the proposed budget for fiscal year 2025. I have also articulated my position on the issues outlined in my opening statement during the previous hearing on 27 August 2024. We defer entirely to the discretion and judgment of the committee regarding our budget proposal for the coming year. Very truly yours, Sara Z. Duterte. Notably, there is no categorical mention in the letter as to whether the Vice President intends to attend the hearing or not, and so we extended courtesy to her office by waiting for 1 hour. So, but I would also like to mention to the body that we are joined by resource persons from the Commission on Audit as well as from the DBM, and I would like the COMSEC to acknowledge their presence. And just to confirm, COMSEC, no one from the Office of the Vice President attended.
Yes, Madam Chair, that's true.
Hindi pa man nagsisimula ang hearing may nagpaparinig agad, makikita dito talaga na kulang sa manners. Walang kagalang, magkaterno pa naman ng damit. Pareho kayong mga convicted, nakaupo pa rin kayo sa Senado. Mabuti na lang andyan si Marcolita kahit yung Vice President, at least nabanggit ni Marcolita na may sinusunod na tradition, ibig sabihin matutos sumunod kung ano man ang batas sa loob ng Senado. Pakinggan natin ang malautak na pulboron.
Okay. So,
Point of inquiry, Madam Chair.
yes, please proceed. Congressman.
Madam Chair, so, ibig sabihin, wala po ni isa na dumating from the Office of the Vice President para sumagot ng mga tanong ng ating mga colleagues, Madam Chair.
That is correct.
Madam Chair, kahapon kasi hindi na kami pinagtanong sa Office of the President. Tapos ngayon naman, wala naman yung Office of the Vice President para tanungin namin, Madam Chair. So, Madam Chair, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit yung two highest position in the land natin ganito sa ating budget hearing sa Kongreso, no? Madam Chair, isang insulto sa mamamayang Pilipino at sa mga kinatawan dito sa loob ng Kongreso na hinalal ng mamamayan, ano? Ang hiling natin makapagpaliwanag ng accountability at ang hiling natin ay maglinaw, no, ng mga, kasi marami pa po tayong tanong kaugnay dito. She may not like our questions last hearing, Madam Chair. She may not like being questioned about the OVP expenses. She may not like sitting with us here in the House. But Madam Chair, she is accountable to the people and she has this sworn duty to the Constitution, being the head of the agency, to be here, no, para po ipagtanggol or malaman natin yung budget niya, Madam Chair. So yun lang, Madam Chair, as a manifestation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, may I manifest also?
Kong Arlene? Sorry, Kong France.
Madam
Yes,
Chair, pwede ba kami naman muna, hindi naman sunod-sunod na
binigyan-
sila na lang. Madam Chair, please.
So, Madam
I'd
Chair,
I'd
so
like
wala
to,
pa naman po tayo sa...
May I raise a parliamentary inquiry, Madam Chair?
Before you proceed, I'd like to remind our members for orderly proceedings, please wait to be acknowledged
Yes,
before
ma'am,
you speak. So sa ngayon po, dahil nauna po si Kong France, paunahin na muna natin siya. So Kong France, please proceed.
puro sila
And
na
then
po
I will
yung-
recognize you after. Kong Dante.
Kakasunod, Madam eh.
Medyo nauna lang po siya ng 1
Di
second
ba,
po.
di ba ang
Kong Dante.
ating tradition, unang minority, pagkatas majority?
Wala pa po
sunod-sunod
tayo sa
naman
interpellation,
sila.
Kong
Oo nga
Dante.
po, pero maski na sa manifestation, dapat ganun din.
Nauna lang po siya, so yes po. Kong France, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, ang ibig sabihin nito ay kahit na binigyan natin ang Office of the Vice President na second round, no? Second time around na magpaliwanag do sa budget at magkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na siya ay matanong dahil ito naman po talaga yung mandato natin dito sa Kongreso, no? Mabusisi yung budget. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito ay binoboykot niya tayo. Pagboboykot ito, Madam Chair, dahil wala pang akong natatandaan na ahensya ng gobyerno o executive branch na binoykot ang Kongreso dito sa budget hearing and deliberation. So ang ibig sabihin, Madam Chair, betrayal of her oath of office. Kahapon nakita ko yung kanyang video na ginagalang niya yung power of the purse ng Kongreso. Alam niya na tayo po yung nag-allocate or nagbabudget or nag-approve ng budget ng lahat ng ahensya. So dahil pinapaubaya niya na sa atin ito, na hindi niya man lang i-defend, kasi ang laki-laki nung, Madam Chair, yung budget for socio-economic program delivery, socio-economic projects and stakeholder, ang ibig sabihin ba niyan, inaabandona niya na yung pinaplano niya siguro na ng mga constituents niya, nabibigyan niya nitong mga programs na ito. So, Madam Chair, so, ang problema dito, no, talagang bratinela to the max, no, na ayaw na ngang matanong, no, umiiwas sa mga tanong, at eto pa, no, kapag gusto nating tanungin, hindi uma-attend doon sa Kaya talagang, Madam Chair, siguro later on, kung ano yung, later on na lang po, Madam Chair, yung aking magiging pasya, no, dito sa magiging budget at recommendation sa budget ng OBP. So, pasensya na po ang taong bayan, binoykot tayo ng Vice President.
Salamat, Kong France. Kong Marcoleta, you're now recognized.
Salamat po, Madam Chair. Yung hindi po pagdating ng ating pangalawang Pangulo ngayon, ang suspecha ko po ay dahil sa nangyari na mga pagtatanong nung nakaraang pagdinig. I have heard the volume and the barrage of questions asked by members of this committee to the Vice President. Despite the fact, Madam Chair, I heard her several times saying, I forgo the opportunity of defending the OBP budget for 2025 by question and answer, and I leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on such proposal as presented. That was the template of an answer given by the Office of the Vice President. Madam Chair, napilitan po akong mag-raise ng parliamentary inquiry. I think I have earned this. If I survive my term up to next year, I would have survived also, or I would have completed 18 years in this institution. And in this length of time, I have observed a tradition. The tradition is the two highest positions of government, namely the office of the Vice President and the office of the President, are not traditionally subjected to questions. I have observed this for so long a time. May I refresh the memory of the members of this committee, Madam Chair. In 2022, the Minority Leader, Honorable Libanan, citing courtesy to the office of the Vice President, took only about 13 minutes to move for determination of the budget of the Vice President. And after that, the Majority Leader seconded the motion. That was 2022, Madam Chair. Then 2023, no less than the Presidential son, our own Senior Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Sandro Marcos, stood up and invoked the long-honored tradition of according courtesy to the OVP, the Office of the Vice President. And in the same manner, he moved for determination of the office of the budget, the consideration of the budget of the Office of the President, Vice President. I also recall, Madam Chair, that it was terminated. And with the full consternation of Honorable Franz Castro, who then objected, but her objections were never heard until she moved to make up record by way of manifestation her objection. But the committee collectively said, you can no longer do that because there was already a termination of the hearing. This is the time-honored tradition, Madam Chair. For so long a time, we have kept and observed this. We have upheld this tradition. My question is this committee authorized to set aside or discard the tradition? That is the question.
Your Honor, such motion was not introduced in the last hearing.
I'm now introducing the motion, Madam Chair.
I second, Madam Chair.
To terminate the consideration of the budget of the Vice President, Madam Chair, on the basis of the long and time-honored tradition, Madam Chair. In order for us to respect a tradition in the same manner that we have respected the tradition here that the first to interpolate every time is the member of the minority. That is the tradition. We have not yet discarded that. We're observing that because we are honorable members of this Congress. So the question is, why have we discarded that tradition? Is this committee authorized to set aside the tradition? If we are not able to do that, Madam Chair, then I honorably, respectfully now move to terminate consideration of the budget of the Office of the Vice President, and I so move.
Second, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman, Madam Chair, Madam Chair.
Move and seconded.
Session suspended.
But ang nangyari, a barrage of questions. That's why I'm asking, bakit natin ginawa yun earlier? Are we not already respecting a tradition well kept by this House?
Respect tradition.
Hindi nga, pinagtatanong nyo siya. Meron pang pratidelo, whatever. That is disrespect to the office of the President, Vice President. So ano pinagtatanong nyo sa kanya? This question never happened before. That is the one I'm explaining to you. It did not happen before. Now, ang tanong ko po, ba't nangyari po nung nangyayari na naman ngayon?
We are talking of the office that the person...
Motion was introduced.
You may not like the person, you may not like her presence here, but you have to respect the office of the Vice President. That is all. Because that is guided by the tradition. Kahapon po, kagaya po na sinabi nila, wala nang pinagtanong sa office of the President. And that is correct. That is in line with that tradition. Ngayon po, kung ang tinatanong ko ngayon, are we discarding the tradition? And is this committee authorized to discard a well-kept tradition? So kaya nga, then why are we intending to ask questions na naman at pinatawag nyo na naman kung sino-sino dito? That is why, kung hindi po kayo makakasagot, madam, ang tinanong ko na sa inyo, I am now moving. Oh. May bratinela pa? Saan po kayo nakakita ng gano'n? This did not happen anytime. Panglabing 7 taong ko na po ito.
Alam nyo, Madam Stella, I was already here when the Vice President was Nolly Di Castro, when the Vice President was Binay, when Vice President...
But you were also here in the last hearing. No motion was introduced.
Yun na nga, kasi question na kaagad eh. Wala man lang...
We can read the records. No, he did not introduce it.
Nag-motion siya ngayon.
But it's...
Yung status, the first thing is that is the manifestation of Congressman Dante Marcoleta, and it should be answered by the members. If the motion, then after that, Marcoleta will move that motion.
The hearing is here very soon.
Madam Chair, I objected to the motion, and may I explain why?
We will take that up after we respond to the Honorable Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
But yes, we note that you made an objection, but your mic was off. So, the Honorable Marcoleta, please repeat your inquiry.
Yes, in connection to the earlier parliamentary inquiry, Madam Chair, I have already related the value of tradition. Parliamentary procedures, Madam Chair, grow from or are enriched by traditions, experiences, and precedents collectively gathered by the House of Representatives over years, and the institution keeps them well. That is why, from my entry in 2004 or the 13th Congress until today, I have observed the observance of that well-kept tradition. The two highest positions in government, namely the office of the President and the office of the Vice President, were duly accorded with respect and deference. I have observed that. That's why I have relayed to you earlier, in 2022, the Honorable Libanan, invoking courtesy, took him only 13 minutes to dispose the office of the Vice President. And that was quickly moved, quickly seconded by no less than our majority leader. That was in 2022. I'm not going by record, Madam Chair. 2023, I said, no less than the presidential son, our own senior deputy majority leader, stood up and said that in line with the time-honored tradition of according courtesy to the office of the Vice President, I move to terminate the budget briefing of the OBP. And I can recall the Honorable Castro strongly objected.
No, Manuel.
No, that's in 2023. This is by the record. And she objected, but her objections were rejected by the committee because the committee already terminated the proceedings. And she kept on requesting, Madam Chair, that she makes at least her manifestation. And she was unable to do that because the proceedings were terminated. So that, what I am saying, from 2004, when I entered these halls, these hallowed halls, hanggang pundo sa sinasabi kong 2023, we have kept the tradition. Ngayon po, kung ano-ano ng mga tanong ang ginawa, in 2023, 22 minutes. 2022, 13 minutes. Ito po, Pinagawa yan na po yung budget earlier at ngayon we're about to quarrel again on the budget. Ang tanong ko nga po ngayon, dahil nga po sa nangyayari ngayon sa budget ng Office of the Vice President, and despite her manifestation that she will no longer defend her budget because she forgoed, sabi niya, I will forgo my opportunity to defend the budget of the OBP for 2025 by way of question and answer, and I will leave to the House of Representatives to decide such proposal as presented. We cannot even accept such kind of answer, Madam Chair. What do we need her to articulate for? So ang pinag-uusapan po natin, wala na po ba yung respeto sa tradisyon na yun? Kagaya po ng binabanggit ko, every time mag-interpolate po dito, Madam Chair, because of that tradition, it's always the member of the minority who will start the interpellation because we have kept that tradition. Ang dami po. Ang dami ko pang sasabihin sa inyo, haba lang tayo. So the question is, when we did that to the Vice President earlier, now we're doing it now, are we now setting aside this tradition? That's number one question. Number two, is this committee authorized to set aside the tradition?
Your Honor, short answer is no to both questions.
Okay. If that is the answer, Madam Chair, and we are all bound to respect one tradition so sacred in our hearts, because we are called honorables in this house. We cannot be honorables if we cannot honor our own tradition. We are defined by what we believe as a tradition in this house. So if we are now all amenable that we have kept that tradition, no longer questions are being asked, then I will respectfully move, Madam Chair, to terminate the budget of the OBP for 2025.
I object, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you.
I object.
Madam Chair, I
There's a
object.
motion to terminate the budget briefing of the OVP, but there is an objection, so we divide the House. The chair has decided to divide the House. So those
Madam Chair,
in favor
as
of the motion,
a rule, we usually deliberate before we vote.
those in favor
We
of the motion,
We rule first the motion.
please raise your hand. Those in favor of the motion to terminate the budget briefing of the OVP, please raise your hand.
Three. Three votes.
All those against.
Those who are not in favor of terminating, raise your hand.
For non-tradition. Okay.
16, 17.
Three in favor, 45 against.
3 in favor, 45 against.
Motion is
The motion
lost.
is
Lost.
lost.
Madam Chair, I thought we have kept the tradition. The tradition is no longer ask any question. That was the tradition. So why are you voting against the motion?
The majority of the will is always respected.
It's
The will of the
inconsistent
majority
with
is
the
always
tradition that
respected.
we have already agreed to observe.
So we will
Yes, Madam
proceed
Chair.
to the next.
You mentioned earlier that we will keep up the tradition. You said no. Earlier,
For
no,
orderly
we voted
proceedings, I
against.
remind the members to please wait to be recognized before speaking. So, the chair now recognizes the
Madam
budget
Chair.
sponsor, the Honorable Zia Adyong, to give a recap of what transpired in the last hearing.
Madam Chair,
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, before
Madam Chair.
we proceed with Vice Chair Adjong, can I
Yes,
explain my vote, Madam Chair?
Paduano?
Can I explain my vote? Why I voted against the motion of the Honorable Marcoleta? Just a short lang.
You have 1 minute.
Thank you po. Madam Chair, tama po. During the previous hearing, wala pong nag-move to terminate the budget. That's number one po of the OBP. Number two po, the demand or the answers being given by the Vice President during the time. Personally, it does not satisfy this representation. Thirdly, Madam Chair, the courtesy being given to the Office of the Vice President is afforded if she is present in the day's hearing. How can you give that courtesy when Faki is absent in the day's hearing, Madam Chair? I might change my vote for that, but
was the President of the Philippines
are you
present?
Please. Please
I am
wait
about
to be recognized.
Madam Chair.
Please wait to be recognized. Please proceed, Kong Paduano. You
you're
have
not
30
yet
seconds.
recognized, Marcoleta. Madam Chair, maybe I will change my vote if the for the motion Marcoleta if the Vice President is present in today's hearing. But he's absent. How can I personally vote for that? Because he's not present in today's hearing, Madam Chair, and that courtesy should be given to those head of office that should be present during the budget deliberation, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
So,
Proceed now with the
Point of order, Madam Chair.
what is your point of order? And please explain the rule that is violated.
The rule violated, Madam Chair, is our tradition. You just upheld that
We
the
have already
tradition
resolved that
will be
issue. We
respected.
have already resolved that issue.
And so, if questions will still be asked, then the tradition that we have kept so well, that you have said that we're not about to discard right now, will be disrespected again. I thought we understood each other.
There was already a ruling.
Kong Marcoleta, we had already voted earlier on that issue.
That's
on
another
tradition.
matter,
So
Madam Chair.
your point is not well taken. Kong Abante, I believe that was a manifestation, not a point of order. So yes, we note your manifestation and we proceed to the Honorable Garin.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. With due courtesy to my mentor and, of course, a legislator who have been here for long. We admire and we respect the context of the Honorable Abante. However, Madam Chair, I believe this issue has been deliberated for several hours already since we started. With that, Madam Chair, even with the absence of the Vice President, but with the presence of other officials here, and with members who would like to ask questions, can we please proceed with that with due courtesy to the Honorable Abante, Madam Chair? Because we also have other meetings to attend to and we have a lot of members listed. So with that, Madam Chair, I hope that we put a period on that issue. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, and let me just, I now recognize the Honorable Jill Bongalon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a final statement, Madam Chair. I went here prepared with questions to answer the office of the
Okay, so let me withdraw that and instead recognize the Honorable Dante Marcoleta.
Salamat, Madam Chair. Pasensya na kasi nahuli ako nung tinawag mo ako, napaparating pa lang ako. So anyway, nandito na po ako. So I think I can still use my time, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, judging from the volumes of questions to the Office of the Vice President during the first hearing, I presume, Madam Chair, that considering that those questions originated from the 2022 budget, am I correct to presume, Madam Chair, that the budget of the Vice President in 2022 or the utilization of those budgets were subjected to a notice of disallowance?
COA?
Come again, sir. What's the question po?
Tinatanong po kayo kung nagkaroon ng notice of disallowance noong 2022 ang OVP.
2022?
Yung mga questions po kasi, Madam Chair, the way I understood them, 2022 ang origin, parang ang damdam ko, merong subject of notice of disallowance, yung budget ng Vice President, because of the type of questions asked during the first hearing.
Madam Chair, for the 2023, we have not
22.
22.
Kasi nagsimula doon ang mga questions, di ba?
Based on the report of COA, Madam Chair, for the year 2022,
Tanong yung 2022.
the audit team issued notice of disallowance amounting to 2,638,186 on April 5, 2022 pertaining to the engagement of private lawyer as legal consultant without the written conformity of the Solicitor General and the concurrence of COA. So that's the only ND or notice of disallowance issued during that year.
What about in 2023, Madam Chair?
For 2023, Madam Chair, there was no notice of disallowance issued to the OBP.
So why is it, Madam Chair, that most of the questions are being asked as though they do not believe the Vice President than when she said that she is already communicating with the COA? I think the Office of Vice President, Madam Chair, is being audited by the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit. Is that correct?
Madam Chair, if I may I clarify, what I have said about the notice of disallowance is pertaining to the transactions of the OBP, not for the confidential fund, because we are the audit team of OBP for the transactions to audit the transaction of the OBP, not the confidential fund. The confidential fund is being audited by the ICFAO, another office from the COA.
Yes, so the question is supposed to be for you.
Madam Chair.
Subjected ba sa Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit?
Yes,
yung
Madam.
confidential fund ng Vice President?
Yes, Madam Chair.
So was there a notice of disallowance?
There was a notice of disallowance issued for the fourth quarter of 2022, Madam Chair.
There was?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, may I know the nature of a notice of disallowance? I mean the nature.
A notice is...
How do you characterize a notice of disallowance?
A notice is disallowance is given for expenses disbursed. It is a notification to the head of agency and or accountant informing and requiring the persons liable to restitute the amount of the disallowance that is a confidential expense disapproved or disallowed in audit, either in whole or in part, as a result of illegal, irregular, or improper disbursement or expenditure of such fund.
You call it IUEEU. Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
I,
Madam Chair.
irregular, U is
Unnecessary.
unnecessary,
Madam Chair.
E,
Extravagant, Madam Chair.
another E,
Excessive po.
and U.
Unnecessary. Your
Una yung unnecessary, unconscionable.
unconscionable po.
Okay, so you initially determined when you issued a notice of disallowance to the Office of the Vice President that somehow merong lumabas dun sa IUEEU. Is that correct?
Yes po, Madam Chair.
So how do you characterize a notice of disallowance?
May I be clarified po on the question, Madam Chair?
I do not know how to simplify. How do you characterize what is a notice of disallowance?
It is a notice po to the head of agency.
Okay. Is a notice of disallowance contestable?
Yes, Madam Chair. It is not a final
It is not a final
action
judgment.
of COA. Opo.
It is appealable.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. What is now the stage of the notice of disallowance issued to the office of the Vice President?
Madam Chair, we have issued the notice of disallowance, and it was received by management on August 9, 2024. So they still have 6 months po, or 180 days
Correct.
to appeal po the
And
disallowance.
they are supposed to reply yet.
Yes po.
You will have to give them the opportunity to make a reply.
That is correct
To
po,
explain
Madam Chair. Yes po, Madam
how
Chair.
the budget was utilized.
Opo.
And that is part of due process.
That is correct po.
Meaning to say, there is no guilt yet until and unless you are able to receive the reply, the answer, and the explanation of the office of the Vice President.
That is correct po. And it has
Have you
been-
received a copy?
of the reply po?
Yes.
They have not yet replied po
So you,
to the
yun na
ND.
nga eh. As part of the due process is notice. And the Vice President will submit to you an answer explaining, detailing how the budget was utilized. And you will receive that
Madam
in due
Chair.
time.
Madam Chair, if it is already a notice of disallowance, their remedy would be to appeal the notice of disallowance po.
Madam, ang sinasabi ko, wala pa nga eh. It is yet to be sent to your office. Is that correct? Wala pa siyang reply.
Yun nga po, hindi po reply ang remedy nila to the notice of disallowance, but
Ano po dapat?
an appeal to the notice of disallowance.
Well, wag mo na nga. It's an appeal.
Yes po.
Sa aming mga hindi masyadong nakakaalam ng terminology, pwede ring reply. Reply is an appeal. Ngayon, ibibigay pa lang sa'yo.
Madam Chair, ang reply po is we presuppose na sa ICFAO po ulit, pero ang appeal po is with the commission proper na po.
Madam Chair, napakasimple po ng sinatanong. Alam po natin yun. A reply is supposed to be submitted to the commission proper.
Yes po.
Pero sa ngayon, hindi siya magre-reply kasi sasagutin niya muna kayo. And until today, hindi pa niya sinasagot because they are still within the reglementary period of 6 months
That is correct po.
to make an
That is
answer
correct.
to you.
That is correct po.
That is the nature of things, Madam Chair.
That is correct.
So wala pa siyang, there is no judgment yet.
That is correct po. And it has been emphasized po in the first hearing that the notice of disallowance
Kaya nga, if
is not yet
questions,
final.
for example, are coming from us, questioning and judging the utilization of the funds of the Vice President, when you yourselves, the rightful office, has yet to receive the explanation, we cannot be more popist than the Pope, Madam Chair. Is it correct?
Madam Chair, as we have said, on our part, the ND is not
No,
yet
you are
final.
not answering my question. Kung kayo nga tatanggapin nyo pa lang magsasubmit pa lang if we will be questioning it already from our end, we're like more popist than the Pope, Madam Chair. Am I correct?
I cannot.
Ikaw naman, ba't naman hindi mo masasagot naman yan, napakasimple. Kung ikaw nga, hinihintay mo pa dapat naman nating hintayin, that is the part of due process.
Yes.
Kami naman, naglulundag na kami na nagtatanong. Kaya nga ang sabi ng Vice President, narinig ko, I am already communicating. I am about to communicate with the COA. I think she will do that because that is the process. Hindi naman pwedeng hindi niya sagutin. Kaya nga po ang sinasabi ko, kasi ang dami na pong nagsipagtanong, lalo na po nung unang hearing, naglululundag po lahat eh. So the nature of a notice of disallowance, Madam Chair, it is yet to be explained. Sa ngayon, hindi pa eh. Kung sakaling ma-explain, Madam Chair, at halimbawa, hindi nyo pinakinggan, the Vice President has the option to go to the COA proper for an appeal.
That is correct.
That is correct. And considering the appeal was dismissed, the Vice President can go to the Supreme Court. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So there is a whole gamut of process.
That is correct.
Will you confirm that?
That is correct po, Your Honor.
That is why, can you advise us, including me, whether we are supposed to ask questions, considering that you have not yet received her explanation to your office?
Madam Chair, I am not...
You cannot advise me?
We are not in a position to know the power or the prerogatives of the House of
I am
Representatives.
I am telling you already, because we're supposed to ask questions on the budget of the Vice President, but they started asking questions on the 2023 budget, which was subjected to a notice of disallowance. I'm telling you, Madam Chair, that the Vice President is yet to make an explanation to be submitted to your office, and you are waiting for that.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Correct?
That's why when we were subpoenaed, we explicitly
Oo
mentioned
nga.
that
So,
these are not yet
tama ba kung
final.
magtanong na ng magtanong ngayon habang ikaw ay hindi mo pa nare-receive kung ano yung sagot niya? Do you think I am correct in asking questions habang ikaw ay naghihintay pa lang ng isasagot niya sa iyong opisina? Tama ba ang gagawin ko kung magtatatanong ako ngayon?
Madam Chair, I can only speak po for on the point of view of COA now. We have issued these, and the end it's still subject to appeal.
Kindly wrap up.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Right. Salamat.